Like, save your money. Don't buy it yet. We'll let you know when the servers are fixed. Save your money. And that is such a huge thing for someone who's selling you a product to be like, not be like, oh, it's going to be fixed soon. Don't worry about it. Or blah, blah, blah. Just buy it anyways and it'll be all right. He's like, don't buy it. We weren't ready. We're sorry. Save your money. We'll let you know. Then you can buy it. And then they fixed it anyways. Really fast. So kudos to good business practices and bringing back fucking integrity. So good on you, buddy.
When it was funny because I was actually thinking about that the other day, and it's kind of like when you go into, you ever go into a restaurant and the restaurant looks somewhat empty and they're like, hey, it's going to be about 15 to 20 minutes, and there's open tables and you see open tables, and they still tell you it's going to be a wait. You ever had that happen?
No.
That is one of my favorite things to have happen, because it tells me that business is putting their customers' experience above profits, because there might be several reasons. They might have just sat 5 or 6 tables and their kitchen's going to get swamped, and so your food's going to come out slower. So they'd rather have you wait 15 minutes to get sat, let the kitchen get through those orders, and then get yours and get your food out promptly. Or they might be short-staffed with servers and they don't want to overwhelm their servers with a bunch of people. Either way, it's them looking out for you having a good dining experience as opposed to just trying to seat as many people and make as much money as possible. Because obviously for them, having the tables there is in their best interest.
Well, yeah. Getting as many people in and out as possible, as quickly as possible is...
So, I mean, it's not in their financial best interest to tell you it's going to be a 15-minute wait. Because how many people, when they hear 15, 20 minutes, are like, I'll go somewhere else.
Depends on where it is, actually.
Exactly. But, I mean, you're running a risk when you say that.
Yeah.
Especially when a lot of people see open tables and they're like, what do you mean? What do you mean? There's a table right there. I'm going to go sit there.
Hate that.
So
that entitlement sucks.
That's what the people at the game are doing. They're like, hey, we want you to have a good experience with our game.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I have had a great experience with their game, even with all the frustration that came with launch and stuff. It's a fun fucking game. There's just something about it that scratches that little itch in the back of my head.
I just find it odd that they've had so much issues with it, though. Like,
it's just server capacity issues. You have to format a server to host your game. It takes a lot of time and money.
But it's not. I don't know. It's not an online game.
It is an online game.
I suppose technically.
Yeah, it's just how like Destiny's an online game. It's an online game.
Well, Destiny's a lot different. I mean, that's an open world game. This isn't an open world game.
It's instance, but
I'm not going to drop in and see a bunch of other people.
Fun fact: actually, when you look out your spaceship and when you're in a realm. Like on planet, and you see the other capital ships doing stuff, that's actual things happening to other players at that time.
Really?
That's what the devs came out and said, like, that, what you're seeing, you see specifically that one just dropped a huge orbital strike. Someone called in a huge orbital strike.
Interesting.
It's pretty cool. And if you look in the distance, you can see Raptors, like the planes flying around. Those are other players' planes. Just a little instance, but it's instanced in that it has to always be hosted on a server. You can't. There's no single offline player mode.
Yeah.
So they have to have the capacity, which they do now. They fixed the AFK issue, which I guess that was the big thing. Anyways, people were just physically never logging off, and so the servers were just always full because there was a lot of people who just stayed.
Well, but the reason I'm sure people started doing that was because they couldn't log in. So it was like, well, fuck you. I'm just not going to log off then. Then I don't have to worry about logging in.
Yep. I mean, I didn't have any issues today.
So, all right. Well, I've got a fun little shout out. Mine's going to be positive as well. And it's going to go to my brother, who is the plumber, because I took a shower, not yesterday, the day before, about halfway through the day. And all of a sudden, I noticed I turned the hot water on more than what I normally have to. Mm-hmm. And my shower kind of got cold. And I'm like, there's nobody else here. It's the middle of the day. This is not right. And my kids had to take cold showers because our hot water went out. And I thought my water heater died. And I texted my brother, who owns a plumbing company, and he gave me a fix that took me 15 minutes. It took me an hour total with going to the store and getting the part.
It's still
to
not
fix it.
bad.
Oh, and it was like $15. So, cheers to you.
Ah, fuck yeah. Damn, that's nice. I need a plumber
it
friend.
was, it was awesome. Because I just texted him, I'm like, hey, I don't have hot water. And he's like, is your pilot light on? I don't know, I didn't check. Let me go look. Well, first he asked me if it was gas or electric. So I told him. He's like, is the pilot light on? Do you know the difference between those two?
I do know what a pilot light is, yes. I've
Do
actually...
you know the difference between a gas or electric?
I assume one uses gas to heat up the water in the tank, and the electric uses... Because we have like an electric coil system in RVs now. I don't know if yours has that. It eliminates the use of tanks, and I guess it's just a coil system that heats the water as it passes through.
You have a tankless water heater is what it's called.
Yes.
Well, there's a difference because there's electric water heaters and there's tankless water heater. So there's...
Tankless water heater.
Okay.
Does it not run on electricity? I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, they can run off propane too.
Can they?
Or I think so.
I guess
It's just a matter of heating the pipe.
Yeah, that's
But-
true.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice having friends
It
with those
is.
kind of skills, though. I don't...
Yes. I think that's the only reason I talk to some of my friends is because I used to be an electrician and they call me with electrical questions.
I get called for medical questions all the goddamn time. The answer is
You're
usually...
not even a real doctor.
The answer is usually go see your doctor. But for most people, it's like, do I need to go to the hospital? The answer is typically yes. Sometimes
Well, yeah,
it's
just
no.
because you don't want to get sued.
It's not even that. Go fuck yourself. Sometimes it's no, though. Sometimes it's like, no, you're okay. Like I have a lot of friends with our new parents right now, and they're like, oh my god, there's spots on the baby. I'm like, that's a rash. It's fine. Give it a day. If it gets worse, we'll go from there.
Don't shake the baby.
Yeah, don't shake the baby. It's just babies. It's like, he has a cough. Yep. You put him in daycare, right? Well, yeah. Yep. Prepare to be sick
Don't-
all the fucking time.
Don't shake him though.
Don't shake the baby, or give him
Shake
whiskey. I don't know why that was a thing that people did. The whole whiskey on the finger thing.
Puts him to sleep.
Don't do that. Don't.
Why?
Don't do that.
Why?
And so, why is your gum health proportionate to your heart health?
I don't know.
Why do you? Okay, so why is smokeless tobacco like dip put in your gums?
Because the saliva breaks it down and puts it into your bloodstream.
It goes directly into your bloodstream. So when you take a teething baby and you put fucking alcohol on a 28-pound baby, even if it's just a couple drops on the tip of your finger, it is absorbing into their bloodstream super fast. It's not good. It probably won't kill them, but it's not good.
At least they're not pouring it up their butt.
That would kill the baby. Also,
I'm pretty sure it's killed people.
So it would also kill. It would shaking a baby would also kill a baby. Just so we're clear on that
Oops.
one.
Yep. Don't shake the babies.
Don't shake babies. Anyways, Matt, I'm very interested, excited, and above all else, just ready to hear about your video game.
Do you want to? Can I show you something real cool first? Because
Yes.
I thought of you when I bought this. So I bought this T-shirt. I went to. a
You
local
are not
sports
wearing
store.
that fucking shirt right now. I just saw the By Air.
Have you seen it before?
Yes. Yeah. It's not a bad shirt, I'll be honest.
I was getting some Under Armour shirts because I really like these Under Armour shirts, and so I bought like 4 or 5 of them, and they had just some different options. And I saw one where I was like, "Was that an Air Force one?" I'm like, "Well, I don't
Yeah.
think it's actually Air Force,
It is.
but it's them representing Air Force."
Yeah. It's they have the By Air, By Land, By Sea.
So I bought the Air one, just thinking of you.
Do you tell your friends like, my friend's in the Air Force? It's
Fuck
okay.
no.
My friend's in the Air Force. It's okay.
I don't talk to people about my clothes other than you.
I guess that's fair. Holly wears one. She wears that. She also has an I Heart My Airman sticker. Icky. Yeah. No, Under Armour actually specifically builds for the dad bod. Fun fact. So tighter up here, looser down here.
Yeah, they They're some of my favorite shirts.
I'm wearing one right now.
And they're not like super flashy. Like
No.
they're like it's got some stuff on it. Like I like the flag on it, so I don't mind representing the flag and being patriotic, but I also don't want a whole bunch of stuff on my clothes.
Or a bunch of cringy stuff either, like take my gun, I'll whoop your ass kind of stuff. That's like icky.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Yeah. And even like as a grown man wearing like Marvel t-shirts everywhere, especially if I'm going out with my wife, I don't want to have a fucking Spider-Man t-shirt on or a Dragon Ball Z shirt.
Yeah, okay.
There's a time and a place for them. Most of the time, it's not the time and place for me.
I agree. Which also, by the way, Under Armour builds their shirts so that sigil goes in between a button down. So you can wear a button down and button it and be fine.
Oh, nice.
You're welcome. Because they make great undershirts too. They're very breathable. I've had this shirt because I got this for doing Hurricane Harvey. So I've had this shirt since 2018, I think.
Is that a stripper?
No, it was a hurricane in Texas. It was pretty bad. So I mean, it used to be black. Now it's blue and see-through. But I love it.
I have plenty of shirts like that.
I've never
I
had
have one
clothes that long.
shirt. I've had one shirt that I have had since me and my wife first got together.
Is it like a dress shirt?
No,
Just good.
it's a t-shirt.
Okay. Is it a medium?
It's sleeveless now.
That's you answered my question.
Say that, it's sleeveless now.
Hey, you had kids, dude. Don't even worry about it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I do want to have our next. I want to put this out there before we get really into the video games thing. I want our next podcast to be about budget meals. Because we talk about being Sammys and beer, but I want us to really be about the Sammys. I've got some sandwich recipes I want to go over, but I really do want to get your opinion on budget meals, good meals to have, crockpot meals, just the fucking on the routine, you know what I mean? The everyday stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
putting that out there for next week.
Cool.
All right, Matt. What's your favorite video game?
My favorite, of all time.
Okay, I yes, but then the other question too. What video game impacted you the most?
Oh. Well, they're going to be the same.
Okay.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
It's a good one. Not gonna lie, that's a really good one.
It was, and I'll be honest, I played games when I was younger. I played Mario, I played the Ninja Turtles on Nintendo. There was a great game on Sega called General Chaos that I used to play. I think that's what it was called. You were these generals, and you got one shot through grenades, one shot a gun. One had a flamethrower, and it was a fucking cool game for its time. But fun games like that. I loved playing games like that. But I always got bored with games. I'm not a story-driven game. I was never a reader. I'm not a storyline-driven game. I didn't play games I go through cutscenes because I want action.
No, I'm the same now. I get it.
And so when I was playing games, that was how I got through things. And I had gotten out of games and hadn't played for a while, and it was kind of at a perfect time in my life where my wife and I had met, so I wasn't going out, and she worked nights, I worked days, so I would come home and I would sit and play video games, and I met this huge group of people. There was a clan of us that played Call of Duty, and there was probably at one point 100 of us.
Okay.
And we would have clan meetings on Sundays nights, and any night I'd get on, there was the same group of 4 or 5 of us, and we'd have a full lobby and just tore it up for months and months, and it was fucking awesome.
Do you still talk to any of those guys?
No, I haven't talked to any of them for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I've changed gamer tags, and it was kind of one of those classic, we switched games. Well, so that was when I think it went from Xbox 360 to Xbox One.
With the release
and I got
of Black
an
Ops.
Xbox One,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people didn't get it. So then a lot of people didn't transition over. and some people didn't get new games and stuff, and so everything just kind of fell apart. And I think it was about the time we had the kids, had our first kid, and so it was just I just kind of fell out of it. I think I might have one of them still in my phone. Who knows?
I'm just curious because you hear more and more now about people who had friends that they met online, specifically guys from my generation who met older guys that kind of gave them life advice that impacted their whole fucking, like, the rest of their fucking lives, you know? And I have stories like that too, which I like to think that the relationship we have now is just that relationship 15 years later now, you know?
Yeah.
That's kind of how it is. It's interesting to see. I definitely remember some of the old timers, and my dad was like, "You're talking to a 26-year-old?" As me as 14, I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "No."
Oh yeah, that's what I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair.
If my kids were doing it, like, no, they're not allowed to add friends of people that they don't know.
And see, my parents didn't understand how the game worked, you know, like how you understand games work. So, but I remember some of it was never creepy or anything like that, but I remember some of the sagely advice. Like, one that stuck with me to this day is this dude. It was Valentine's Day. I was fucking 14, and I had a girlfriend, right? At the time, I was in middle school. And he was like, "Make sure you get her something." And I was like, "Well, she said she doesn't want anything." She's like, "Nope. No matter what, on Valentine's Day, always make sure you get her at least flowers, no matter who you're with." And that has stuck with me to this day. And that motherfucker was right.
Yep.
I don't know. It's just little bits of sagely advice that, I mean, I get why my dad did that, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Well, that, and there's a lot of fucking dipshits out there though too.
That's true.
You never know whose advice you're getting.
That's true. I wish I could see what happened to this guy, like, you know, all these years later. But
so, do you remember like their usernames and stuff?
Yeah, I still have them on Xbox Live. It just says offline for like 10 years, you know.
He's probably like me and had kids and got a new username because he couldn't remember the password for his old one, or
probably
lost the email or something, you know, because he had to get like an adult email and couldn't have Skater Dude 6969 as his email anymore, you know.
Yeah, probably.
So.
I will say I did make a friend on Halo 3 when I was 12, and we are still friends to this day. We talk about once a week on Facebook Messenger.
That's weird.
We're the same age though.
Still weird.
So, and whenever I would come back to games, he's off games right now because he just had his third kid. So, like, he's not playing. But I can guarantee you, once he gets back into it, he'll join the squad. Lives in Canada. Good guy.
Oh, fucking Canadians.
He's an engineer for something. I forgot.
Fucking Canucks.
Yeah, he really into weed for a while there. That's when we drifted apart. But so Call of Duty, not because of the story, but because of the social aspect to it.
Yeah, it was the social aspect. I mean, and yeah, like I said, I mean, we met on Sundays. I think I actually had it pop up on my thing. It was, the clan was KIG. And they like broke it down into like brigades. I think the two guys that ran it were like military guys.
Probably.
I can still remember their name, Thumper and Fuller.
Those are good names.
The guy, and then yeah, like I said, and so every night, I mean, you got on, and there was, if somebody missed, there was, you know, 5 or 6 of you, and so there was at least, you know, so there was always a full squad, and we had that shit dialed. Which
is crazy when you think about that. There's games now where that kind of coordination would be invaluable, like Hell Let Loose, where they're like 100 people, they're holding a fucking line, like.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool. That's just Arma 3. I think started that Arma 3, but I don't know. I thought that was cool.
It is, and it was. I mean, it was so fun too. And like the funny part is now, like when I get online with games, like even like if I'm playing without people, like people that I know, I usually don't even turn my fucking mic on, even if people are wanting to talk to me.
Me neither.
I don't know why. I don't know why I don't talk to anybody, because I mean we could probably really grow our gamer group, and there's a lot of cool people out there that are probably looking for friends.
Listen, I've tried.
Yeah, you're a little free with who you
I am
invite. You don't do much screening, because we had the one creepy guy there for a while. What was his name?
We've had a lot of people. I like my brother's group right now, but
Wasn't
that's,
it was the one that went and had coffee at Kay's when he was traveling across the country.
I don't think that was one of mine.
Wasn't it? Was one of Tyler's?
It could have been. It wasn't one
Not
of mine.
Bubbles.
Yeah, I don't think it was one of mine. I know exactly who you're talking about. That was before I even
I can't
got
think
there.
of. I can't think.
I know
of
exactly who
his
you're talking
name.
about. That was not me.
Wasn't it you?
No, and then he professed his love to her, and she was like, I remember that.
Yeah, and then he left.
Yeah, because he got shut down by the only girl in the server who's been in a very stable relationship for like years. Like, buddy, I know exactly who. Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about. He was an okay guy. He just got creepy.
He wasn't. He was fucking weird.
I'm weird.
Yeah. But there's like normal weird. There's like weird, and then there's weird. There's creepy weird. He was creepy weird.
He was creepy weird. Yeah, no, I'll give him that. My brother has a gaming group, right? Junior.
Mhm.
He is the only dude in a group of like 9 women.
That's. Well, I mean,
most of them are married with kids, but I guess it makes sense that if you're trying to have a gaming group, you do run into that issue of, oh my god, it's a girl that plays video games. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I can kind of understand that.
I couldn't play with them.
No.
I played with a couple of them, and I was like ready to fucking turn my microphone off and unplug my headset. I was ready to not play games anymore. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, they're a little bit much.
Well, they just kept using the same fucking word over and over again. Girl. I'm like, yeah, we get it. She's the fucking girl.
That's awesome. But they're good ladies. They're good people.
That's why I didn't say anything. I shut my mouth and I took it, and I was like, there was a couple times I had to mute myself because I wanted to be like, yeah, girl, come on, girl, go do it, girl.
Do it. Say it. They'd like you a lot more if you did. Guarantee it.
I was trying to be
Probably.
peaceful because they weren't my friends and didn't want to.
That's fair. No,
rock
that's
the
fair.
boat.
That's
And it was very new to the server where we were all getting on, and
Which is still running.
I had known they were going to steal all my shit. I would have fucking probably talked shit, a lot more shit, so they would have left it alone. Started their own fucking.
Yeah, no, I get it. Which I just renewed the server, so we're good for another month.
Sweet.
I'll probably keep it for like 6 months.
Okay. I can pay you for a month or something for it too.
It's only $15. It's really not that much, and we're gonna be rocking these 4 games for the next like while. I think.
Can't say I didn't offer.
No, that's true. Thank you. I appreciate it.
What about you? What is your most memorable game?
Impactful.
Impactful, memorable.
I think it's going to be the same for a lot of people my age. I've heard this question a lot. Halo 3. Hands down. Halo 3. It was for me, it was also when I first started getting like playing with people online. And they came out at the same time frame, right? I remember playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 while I was playing Halo 3. Halo 3 just had my attention. I actually gave a shit about this story. I love Master Chief. I love all of that because it's not about feelings or any of that. It's just a dude in a green suit who kills everybody. Like, that is the story of Halo. He saves the world, he kills everybody. Awesome. Not like the show. Don't get me started. But yeah, it's because that's when I met all of those guys that I would play games with. I would be so excited. 6 o'clock, we just finished dinner. I had 2 hours to play games because my parents were strict, right? I'd throw on Mexicans, believe it or not. I'd throw on my little...
What I'm looking at is that was strict.
Yeah, well, all my homework had to be done. I was in sports, and I had to finish dinner with the family before I was allowed to do anything else that I wanted to do, which was play video games.
Because my kids are not allowed to play video games during the week at all.
And I think it also goes down to, we didn't know the effects that video games had on kids back then really well. We just kind of
They didn't know you were going to turn into that.
Yeah, a piece of shit. Welcome So there was no limiting screen time. The only screen time they limited was like TV, like, oh, don't watch South Park.
But you can't, like, it's your parents weren't like the only ones. Like there's I have when I was coaching football, there was kids after practice. We'd practice from 6 to 7 and they'd be like, I'm gonna go home and play Fortnite for an hour.
Yeah.
What? I'm like, it's 7:00. Yeah. I get to play till 8:30. I'm like, really? My kids go to bed at 8:00.
I went to bed. Well, I was in high school.
Well, and granted, I mean, I get that there's an age difference, but it's like these kids were like 9-year-old, and they get to play video games till 8:30, and I'm like,
yeah, I didn't play a lot of video games when I was like a kid. I did, but I played it with my big brother, right? Which was Halo, the first one. We played together.
Yeah.
But that was on the weekends or whenever it was raining, because we did play outside when we were kids. But yeah, it just, Halo was that thing for me. I met a lot of really cool people, and it's the reason I like gaming to begin with now. And there's a little adage to it was that my dad saw me and my two brothers were all really into this one thing. We'd sit on the futon playing the shit out of it, taking turns, and he was like, I kind of want in on this shit. Like, this kind of looks pretty cool. And he sucked. He was terrible. He didn't know how to use the dual analog at all, right? He was bad. He was really bad. And then he ended up surpassing us, and then he was ranked on like the top 100 leaderboard for Halo 3 at the time.
Jeez.
So he ended up, but it got to a point where he had introspection. He was like, I need to stop. he put the controller down. He's never played a game since.
Yeah. I think it's important to cheers to him for like seeing an opportunity to connect with his kids and like taking it, because you gotta meet your kids at a level that they're at.
Yeah.
If you want to connect with them, I mean, you can't just always force them to do what you want to do. And so, coming and playing a game like that with you, I think is a huge step in building that relationship. And probably why you're still friends today.
Yeah, I mean, he always tried, and he was gone a lot. It wasn't his choice to be gone a lot, but he was gone a lot. So whenever he came back, he would always try to find something for each of us to do,
Can't say it wasn't his choice though. Like, I mean, he signed up for the military.
Exactly, but it's not like he wanted to leave, But it was providing a stable way for us to live.
It was the way he chose.
Yes, and it worked out for him. He got 2 master's degrees. He got a high-paying job.
And I'm not saying anything. Like I don't want this to come across the wrong way, but you can't say that it wasn't his choice, because it was 100% his choice.
Yeah,
like he made the decision to do it.
Yeah, he did.
Like, and I'm not saying either way, but I'm just like you just said, it wasn't his choice, but it was his choice. Like 100% was his choice. He chose to join the military, and he chose to re-enlist. Because I'm guessing over when you were a kid, there was
20 years,
3 or 4 probably enlistments.
Yeah, he did.
Because enlistments are what, 4 or 5 years?
Depends on how long you enlist for.
Yeah,
no, he did 20. So, I mean, there was 20 years for the retirement.
3 or 4 enlistments in there then.
Yeah.
So he didn't just choose it once.
No, he kept going back
3 or 4 times.
He's a glutton for punishment. He kept going back.
And like, again, I'm not saying anything bad. I mean, I thank him for his service, and but when people say, well, this is how it is, well, no, you're choosing that. It's a great life, and it's a life of service, and it's a life of honor. But
it was pretty cool.
It is a choice as well.
Yeah, that's true. I think maybe he recognized that, and that's why he tried to connect with us so often as kids.
Oh, I bet it is.
Yeah, I never really thought about that. Because sometimes he'd be trying too hard. Like when I was a teenager, you know what I mean? Like I liked my dad, but he's like, I was in cross country and soccer, so I would run every day. And he's like, let me run with you. And I'm like, I don't want someone else to suffer through this with me. Like, it's the last thing I want.
No, that's, yeah. And, I mean, and you're going to get to a point when every dad goes through it, unless you're a millionaire. Well, even if you're a millionaire. You either got so much time or you got so much money. I can either give you a lot of stuff or I can give you a lot of my time, but unfortunately you can't give them both.
That's true.
So,
I think he found a good balance.
yeah.
The old man. I think he did a good job. But he also had a great support system with my mom. And as a kid, you get really, when you're raised in that environment, you get really used to it. Like, oh, Dad's gone for 9 months again. See you later, Pop. You don't even recognize that, like, he's in danger.
Well, I'm sure you did, but you just didn't want to think about it.
I think we swallowed it. I remember when he got blown up, like, that was a big, like, oh, shit. You know what I mean?
I didn't know he ever got blown up. So.
Yeah, he's fine. He's got all his fingers and toes.
He's fine?
He's got all his fingers and toes.
Okay.
Yeah, but he did get blown up. I remember that. And I remember also when he fell off a roof. They call my mom because there's like the Red Cross like does like a panic line, and your spouse who's blah 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 has been injured, blah blah blah, and they don't give you any information. And she's like, "What?" She was freaking out, crying, and like hysterical. He fell off a roof. He was cleaning the roof from snow, and he fell off the roof. Fun fact: Afghanistan snows a lot. It gets really cold.
It's in the mountain. It's got mountains.
It's got mountains, yeah. So it's just like one of those things. Like, okay.
Learned that from Last Man Standing? No. Lone Survivor.
Yes.
Last Man Standing is with Tim Allen.
That's a great show too.
It is.
But that is that fall is the reason I'm in my job now, because he had to be air evac home, and those guys do my job, and that's when he found out about that job. And fucking 20 years later, I'm trying to join the Air Force. He's like, "You need to do this job because it's really cool." I'm like, okay.
You need to be a flight medic?
Yeah. I was at the point in my life where I was so shit on by life that whatever my dad said was my gospel. So he could have told me, "You need to become a stripper and sell blow." I would have been like, "Okay, Pop, show me where the money is."
But he's fucking disappointed now. He could be living in a fucking mansion in Cuba.
Could be. Oh well. Yeah. We got off tangent super bad with that one. Sorry.
It happens.
Video games are a great medium for friendship, is I think the moral of both of our stories.
And a good escape too.
Oh yeah. It's a stress killer. It's 100% a stress killer.
Which is funny because you see a lot of people like nerding out and like screaming and stuff like that, and it's like, how is this a stress killer? And it's like, it actually really is. Like,
maybe not for them motherfuckers, but
yeah, if you don't have expectations. I mean, if you're expecting yourself to be good and do all this extra stuff, then yeah.
I expect us to lose. Anything past that is just butter, baby.
Yeah. And we'll go on little tears where we do decent, and then we go meet somebody who's really good.
Who's actually good at the game.
And you're like, oh well, maybe not.
I've never been humbled so hard than when I played ranked Fortnite with your kids and I got bronze 2.
That's where everybody starts.
Oh, do you start? I thought.
Yeah, and then you just, the more you play, you just.
Oh.
Like Lincoln's platinum now.
Damn.
All you have to do is keep playing.
No wonder he likes it so much.
Have you watched some of that stuff? Like, there's people that are like super high levels. Like, I watched this old guy. He wasn't old, he was in his 50s. But all he does is he waits on the bus until the very end. He jumps, and then he flies back to somewhere he doesn't think anybody's going to be, and he fucking camps and hides and storm hops, just avoiding fights. And he gets top 10, top 5 finishes from not fighting people, and so has just fucking ranked way up there.
I guess that's smart. That's what he's
just
going for.
Yeah, that's what he does. It's,
Can't knock him.
You can. It just doesn't do you any good. So, but yeah, I did play some Halo. I can remember in my before pre-bar days, but we had to get LAN parties going. So like we'd go over to people's houses and there'd be like people partying everywhere, and there'd be like 3 TVs set up with people playing Halo together on it, and it was fucking awesome.
You know, and I've always wanted to be in a LAN party, but that was just a little bit before my time.
They're fun.
Damn it.
They're a lot of fun.
I mean, they're obsolete now, right? Technically,
Yes and no.
because you can just
Like I would be totally down for a boys' weekend where we all brought our PCs and set up a LAN party and played Halo or Modern Warfare 2, or set up our own LAN party, and everybody brought PCs and laptops and monitors, and
I'd be down for that.
awesome.
And beer,
Yeah. Well,
at least a keg. Depending, if there's more than 4 people, we need a keg.
that's fine. I'm not. And a party sub,
Oh my god, a party.
6-footer.
Oh yes, Have you had a party sub recently?
No. Can I tell you the story of the last time I had a party sub?
Yes, you can. Absolutely, you can.
I've had a party sub one time in my life, and I was probably 10 or 11, and I went with my dad over to one of his buddies' houses, and he was having a party, and they had a party sub, and my dad was drinking and having fun. There's actually, his buddy was back from Germany. He must have been in the military and met a German girl,
Mm-hmm.
and they were back, and I thought she was fucking cool because she was German. She had a German accent. But
Probably
they had a party
super
sub.
hot.
Yeah. She was okay.
Okay.
But they had like an 8-foot party sub, and I probably ate 2.5 feet of it
Nice.
and fucking puked my
Yeah.
fucking guts out.
Wait,
So,
what year would this be in?
this was probably 96.
That woman was definitely a prostitute.
She very well could
No,
have been.
no,
But
like it's a thing. Oh, that's some
she
lore.
gave me German money.
Oh, I'm sure she did. Probably
Some
from
Deutschmarks.
Probably from walking the streets. So, fun fact: in Korea right now, and in Korea for the past 20 years, the prostitutes aren't actually Korean; they're Filipino. So it's been like that for I'd say a good 20 years. They're called juicies. It's this whole system they have. You don't pay them money. You buy them juice, which is literally juice, but the juice is like $100. Like, you know what I mean? Like the way they go around it. Then she spends the evening with you. Before they were Filipino, they were German. From the 80s up until the early 2000s, they were all German. That's because Germany back then was so poor, just like how the Philippines right now is so poor. That was the way that women like found a husband. They would convince these guys to fall in love with them, these GIs in different countries to fall in love with them, and then they'd take them with them.
Yeah, very well could have been.
It's very possible. That's really interesting. And I only know about that from
Maybe.
stories from the older generation, like the old guys that are retiring
Yeah.
now. They're like, oh yeah, we didn't have Filipinos, we had Germans, big women. They were scary. Like, god damn. Okay.
She wasn't big.
No.
No, she was skinny. Nice lady.
Oh yeah. Then just because you're a prostitute doesn't mean you're not nice. And she could have also not been a
I don't
prostitute.
know. I mean, I don't think you're nice if you're a prostitute. I don't think you can be.
I don't know lots of prostitutes, so I really can't say.
Well, I don't either, but I'm assuming that you really can't be nice if you are.
Prostitute with a heart of gold, getting through nursing school.
Like, can you be a nice prison guard?
Artie. He's very nice, very pleasant. You can. It's
Alright.
just not it's the exception, not the rule.
Yeah. And the one who gets shanked first.
Yeah. Well, or last. If you're the one fucking sneaking these motherfuckers cigarettes and a break, like there's an outbreak, bet you anything those fucking prisoners that you've been hooking up this whole time are gonna protect your ass.
Yeah.
And it's happened before. There's like videos on TikTok and stuff, articles. I mean, that you see it where they'll protect the guards.
Yeah.
Again, the exception, not the rule.
Very much so. Very, very much so.
Yeah. Sorry.
What was
Tangents.
Can you remember the first game you ever played?
Halo 1.
Halo was the first game you ever played?
Mm-hmm.
Like at home or like video game total? Like
At home, I don't think. I mean, I probably played something when I was a kid, but when I had consciousness, like that, I remember playing. It was Halo, Halo 1, Halo CE.
Okay.
I think I was 5.
wow.
Halo's old.
Yeah.
I'm sure I played like Pac-Man or Galaga or whatever on arcade machines with when I was a little kid. But the first one I remember, we had an Xbox. It was Halo.
Did you ever play Battletoads?
I did. Later on in life, though. Later on in life, it's hard.
It really is.
A lot of those games are really hard. A lot of the old
that's because
games.
they want you to keep fucking feeding money to them.
Yeah.
Their arcade machines.
Yeah.
They, flipping quarters.
That makes
The more you
sense.
flip in quarters, the more they make. That's why Pac-Man's hard.
I think there's only 6 people in the world that have beaten Pac-Man. Something crazy like that.
Is it?
Yeah. It was on Ready Player One.
Have you seen? We might have already talked about this. Have you seen the Tetris Tetris movie yet?
I did not see that there was a movie. I did see the kid that finally beat Tetris, though.
No, there's a movie with the guy Eggsy from fucking
What?
what's his name?
I know who you're talking about. From Kingsman.
Yeah,
Plays
Eggsy
Elton
from Kingsman.
John.
Yes, he does play Elton John, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking Freddie Mercury for some reason, but no, he plays in a Tetris movie. You should fucking watch it. It's really good.
Really?
Because did you know Tetris was originally from Russia?
It's owned right now by the Russian government, actually.
Yes, that's how it was originally.
Mm-hmm. That I knew, yes.
Yeah, you should watch the movie. It's fucking awesome.
I
It's
will.
actually a really good movie.
Well, it's got
Like,
Eggsy in it, so.
It's got Eggsy in it, but yeah, just the whole premise behind Tetris and like you don't think about like all this shit going on with a video game and
No, it's the most sold video game ever.
Mhm.
To this day, still. It's still sold more copies than Minecraft. And Minecraft is the second most sold video game ever. Oh, maybe Wii Sports. But after Wii Sports, it's Minecraft. Which had a huge impact on me as well. Minecraft did. When I was a teenager.
I thought you were gonna. Yeah, Wii Sports did it.
No. It was not very good. I had a really cool gaming community in Minecraft too, on a fucking old HP Windows computer, like really old. And we played Pixelmon, for months on like one summer, and I still keep up with 3 of those people now.
I played World of Warcraft for a few years.
Oh, I know about that. Yeah, I never got into that. I mean, I'm sure it's fun.
I was like 20, 21 at the time. I mean, it was a while ago.
That's when you can pay money for games, though. When you're like on your own and doing your own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I couldn't get World of Warcraft because I couldn't sell my parents on a subscription for a game.
Yeah. I still, like, to this day, I'm like, got a subscription for a game?
It's like getting a car loan. Like, oh, I have to pay this forever?
Yeah. Well, it's not forever. That's
Well,
not how loans work.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. It feels like forever.
But that is forever, because if you want to keep playing their game.
Still killing it. I don't understand how. I guess their formulas works. They do the business, but
Maybe we should have Ozdog on talking about it one of these times.
maybe we should actually. It's not a terrible idea.
Or Artie.
Oh, Artie too. Well, and Artie can talk about some of the other MMOs because he was really into Final Fantasy. I really like Guild Wars, but me and you are the same. We play video games, but we're very casual video game players. We'll jump from game to game.
Well, and if I caught the right game, like I was pretty all about New World there for a while, but it
went to shit.
It didn't have a lot of good end game content, and just
Yeah.
like I could probably realistically see myself jumping into a game like World of Warcraft, but I don't have the time.
That's the big thing too, is the time. Because that's all those games are. They're time sinks.
Yeah.
I've tried to get you into Guild Wars, but you're like, no. It's a good game and it's free. Anyways,
Anywho's it.
That's actually why I suggested New World in the first place, is because I wanted a game like that. Because I'd never experienced that, and I liked it. I had a good time with it.
I did too.
Yeah.
So, and who knows? Maybe once my kids get older, they can play games like that. Maybe I'll give them this PC and I'll go buy myself a new fancy one.
Hologram PC.
What?
That's when, by the time your kids get old, you get like hologram PCs, right?
Oh, yeah.
Super.
Well, they're already.
good.
I saw a thing that they're talking about combining like RAM and data storage. So you won't have to have both. It'll just be all together.
That's kind of cool.
So like, you know, because RAM obviously is for speed and
Random access memory, yeah.
versus your solid state drive, which is where all your memory comes from, but it's just not fast. And I was hearing him talk about it, and I'm like, I don't know what that means, but it sounds really fucking cool.
It's compiling, you know, and there comes issues whenever you compile anything, but if it works, I mean, you could get something really cool out of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's how technology works. Somebody figures something out.
Eventually get a computer that's as strong as mine and the size of a small box.
They already have that.
That's true. I don't think this computer could play Helldivers 2, though.
Maybe if you deleted all the porn off of it, it could.
Terabytes of porn.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's worth it.
All of it's black.
That it could.
Yeah.
Black midget.
My favorite. Excuse you.
Just such a rare.
It's just. Have you seen one?
No,
Me neither.
I don't search for it either. So
I'm gonna be looking for some now.
I'm gonna send you some tonight.
It's actually gonna pop up on your TikTok now.
Oh, I know.
Jeez. All right, we're at time though.
We are at time. This has been a fun podcast. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty tired going in, so I had a vodka monster tonight because I'm like, I don't want to be tired.
You were yawning earlier.
Podcast.
Yeah,
that's why I had the vodka monster, so I could try and power through. So.
Oh God, I'm so sorry you have to power through.
Well, I told you I had a headache all day. I've been tired. You know, antidepressants. Taking antidepressants can really fuck with your head. Took them for like 6 days, and they fucked with my head, and I had to quit taking them. I think we should have a whole conversation. I'm cool with having a conversation on it at some point. Next week we've already got it covered with meals, but
I mean, next week the meals is probably going to cover about 30 minutes, so we can still talk about it next week.
Obviously, you don't know how much I want to talk about meals.
I guess not. You're gonna come out with a book printed. Yeah. This is Matt's meal guide. Beef every night.
Well, yeah, I got a half a cow coming tomorrow.
Oh, do you?
I fucking do.
Steak and eggs every morning.
I'm going on the carnivore diet.
Meh. Which, by the way, I finally had lamb cooked correctly for the first time. Delicious.
So Chislik?
I don't know what Chislik is.
You know what Chislik is?
Mm-hmm.
It's deep fried lamb.
Oh, that sounds good. Well,
it's fucking delicious.
I always had
cut
really
it into like little.
Yeah.
Cut it little pieces like this. You put it on sticks and you deep fry it for about 30 seconds. Maybe not even that long. You take it out and you put garlic salt on top.
Okay. No, I had a lamb steak with eggs.
It's a Midwest thing.
Yeah, it is. It's weird.
It's delicious.
I mean, it sounds good. But I always had lamb that was super gamey, and so I never liked it.
Yep.
So I actually had good lamb, and wow, I'm fucking missing out.
Tell you what, if you make it to the Black Hills this year for my birthday, I will get some Chislik.
Chislik. Okay.
I'm telling you, it's worth it.
All right.
Time
of death.
Thank you all so much for being here live on this Thirsty Thursday with the Saviors of Beer podcast. We appreciate you all so much for stopping by. Whether you were listening live on Twitch on Thursday, live on YouTube chatting with Thomas, or listening after the fact on Apple Podcasts. Tune in next week where we're going to be talking about go-to meals and things that you should be eating and things you shouldn't be eating, because we know nothing about nutrition.
Yeah, I'm not a dietitian at all. I just like to eat.
So, but if you want good meals, they might not be healthy, but they'll be good. Stop on down. We appreciate you. Thomas, any final words for the listeners?
Make sure you wear red underwear on New Year's Eve. It's good luck.
Okay, make sure you wear red underwear on New Year's Eve, according to Thomas. It's good luck. All right, well, thank you all so much for stopping by. We will catch you next week live here on the Same